What's going on, guys? This is Dustin Wright with more of what I'm going through in my life to help you guys get further and further, faster and faster in your life. So, today I want to talk about how to be more self-disciplined, because this was something that was such a big issue for me in real estate and making this shift in my life to where I wanted to be something that not many people even attain to be. The millionaire investor, wanting these huge homes. I wanted that life for myself. I still do. So I need to make sure that I'm doing the things that are necessary each and every day, so that one day I can sit in that mansion and the yacht and appreciate all the hard work that I've put in. And one thing I see a lack of is a lot of self-discipline. I think sometimes we underestimate how much work it takes to get to these different levels in life, no matter what it is that you do. So I'm going to kind of explain, the things that have helped me get on the straighter path to becoming more self-disciplined in my real estate business, and hopefully that they will apply to you in your business, no matter what it may be. And it'll just help you out in life a little bit more. You'll feel better. So let's get right into it, okay? So the first thing that is a huge issue with self-discipline is you have to identify who you are in the future. And what I mean by that is you need to identify yourself not by the materials you have, but the person you are. So me, I want to be a millionaire investor, okay? I want to have a lot of my money in real estate and have passive income and grow that to make an extremely great portfolio of commercial, residential, all kinds of real estate. So for me to attain those goals, I need to picture myself as a millionaire investor already. I need to move and act like the people that I'm trying to be, so that I can one day become those people. So to get a little bit more in depth, you have to get clear on the definition of self-discipline and motivation, because they're not exactly the same. Motivation is when you're wanting to do something, you really have the energy to do it. It's time, you listen to your favorite song, it's time to go, it's go time. Now, self-discipline is when you do not want to, let's say, get out of bed. Everybody is tough in the morning. When you get out of bed, it's one of those things you just don't want to do, but you have to do. So the difference between being motivated and being self-disciplined is when you really don't want to do it, but you push through it and you get through it anyways, because it's going to benefit you later in life. So you have to distinguish those two, so you can attain your goals and get further and further down the line. Now, when you picture yourself in these shoes in the future as a real estate investor or a business owner or whatever the case may be, you have to kind of align the other things in your life, okay? Your fitness, your health, and everything kind of has to go together. So, to understand yourself more, what are you going to look like when you hit your millions? What is your body going to look like? Are you going to be fit? Are you going to be healthy? What is your business going to look like? Is it going to be thriving? Is it going to be ran like a business model that you help your employees? What kind of person are you going to be once you get to that level? And that's the person that you have to turn into now, so that you can get to that level. Because you can't focus on all the materialistic things that you're going to buy when you have a lot of money. You have to have a set plan. A great book, an extremely great book I recommend to everybody that kind of touches on this topic, is Driven by Manny Khoshbin. Now, he came here with nothing, okay? And he's one of the greatest commercial real estate investors that I've came across year to date. And he's so extremely humble, okay? And I want to replicate that because, I didn't grow up in mansions or anything like that. I didn't drive BMWs or Mercedes or anything when I was younger. So I understand where he's coming from. Now, granted, he had a bit of a different life, was a little bit harder than whatever I'm going through, but I understand where he came from. And he had a vision for himself, and he kept that through his first investments, through his second investments, and eventually became the man that he envisioned in himself when he was younger. So that's the number one reason I made this the first point, is because I want you guys to do the same thing. Okay, you have to know who your future self is to become him. All right? Step number 2 is you have to make sure that you remind yourself why you're doing these things and working so hard. So when you make the decision to become, this extremely workaholic, getting to your goals, you're gonna have your bad days. Your self-discipline is gonna kick in when your head hurts, you don't feel good, you're not eating right because your stomach hurts. You have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing to those things, and then remind yourself why you're pushing so hard. Why am I waking up at 7? Why am I reading a book every day when I don't want to? Why am I making this phone call to the client that I really just don't want to make? Because these are the things that are going to progress you further. These are the things that when you hit your goal is going to make it all worthwhile. To give you an example, what me and my business partner do, every Monday, we write all our goals down, whether it be for the month, whether it be for the year, no matter what the goal is. If it's in your head, you write it down, and we share it with each other, okay? Whether it be a yacht or hitting $200,000-$300,000 a year, whatever your goals are. If it's selling 50 homes because I'm in real estate. So you have to be clear on why you're working so hard. And then that will keep you motivated to keep going and going and going and smashing those things. And what starts to happen, okay? You start writing your goals down, right? Every Monday, because that's when I do it. I write it down every Monday, and goals start not showing up, because you've been smashing them. You've been working so hard and focused on the things that you're working so hard for, that they end up starting to get hit. Okay, my favorite motto: make a goal, smash it, and repeat. Okay, there's not a better one than that, because as you start focusing on the things that are important to you in your life and working and making every action that you take towards those goals in life, they start coming a little bit easier. Now, self-discipline is a huge thing, and that's why I'm touching on this subject and making this video, because some of us, get, like I was saying earlier in the video, self-discipline and motivation a little mixed up, because self-discipline is something that is a skill. Just like when you work out in the gym, you get your muscles bigger, you go back, you grow, and then you start gaining muscle, you start gaining weight, you start gaining size, you start learning how to do different workouts. The same thing goes for self-discipline, okay? You keep going into it and into it and into it and into it, and eventually you start becoming comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. That's actually bringing you to point 3, okay? Step number 3 is embracing the struggle, okay? Being a 22-year-old real estate agent now, I was an 18-year-old real estate agent before, so I've been over a couple bridges, I've been under a couple rocks. So I've gotten through a lot of things just sitting in front of clients, sitting in front of sellers and buyers and investors, and having to provide all the information that they need to either make them money or put them in the best situation possible. One thing I hate doing is, I used to hate doing, is reading. Reading was a huge thing that I couldn't really pick up on. I didn't really find use for it. I didn't enjoy reading. And when I read, it was that book Driven that I mentioned earlier in the video. I read that book and it kind of opened my eyes as to what books are really for. Also, being young in the business, the real estate business, I can study people who have been and done what I'm doing right now. I can study and gain experience without having to wait 10, 15 years to just go through a bunch of different scenarios or buyers and sellers and all that kind of stuff. I can read about it. I can read about investing in real estate. I can read about people and what they've done and how it's failed before, soak it up like a sponge and utilize that in my business. So grabbing yourself and throwing yourself into an uncomfortable situation is tough in the beginning. But listen, life is a marathon. Life is a long thing, okay? It can be very short for us. So we got to make each and every day the best we can and utilize every 24 hours that we have, because other people are going to do it, whether you do or you don't. Okay, so you need to hop on the train so we can go ahead and get to success, and you have to start somewhere. And self-discipline is such a huge thing. It doesn't matter what business you're in, because you got to help your mom mow the yard. You have to do things for yourself. And what happens, after you work so hard? You want to break. You want to take some time to yourself and relax. And sometimes in this world, we may think we don't have enough time to ourselves. Step number 4, you have to build your biological fundamentals. Sleep, diet, exercise, okay? If you're not getting enough sleep, your brain's not going to work as efficient and as high intensity as it's supposed to get through your day of self-discipline. If you're not eating right, you're not going to feel good enough to keep pushing and going through these things. When I started really changing different areas in my life, my real estate business got kind of better. You make all your moves more efficient, okay? When you're driving, when you're doing things, instead of kind of just existing, you have to be more efficient in your life and what you do and what you eat. Making sure you have your 7, 8 hours of sleep, so you can wake up and just go through the day and just kill it and just make so much progress and get so much done that no one else can get to your level, because you are so focused on where you're going and what you're doing that nothing can stop you. But you have to get your sleep, you have to get your food in, you have to get your nutrients, okay? And you have to get your education. Without those things, you can't be self-disciplined, you can't progress, you're going to burn out, and it's not going to get you anywhere. Step number 5, okay? This step here is one of the biggest, because you have to build new habits, okay? If you don't build new habits, you're not going to be able to change, because as humans, we're wired to act consistently with our past decisions, okay? So if we change the things that we do now and make that a habit, a good one, then we're going to consistently go back to those things. Like, I like to wake up in the morning, okay? I like to listen to an audiobook on the way to the office, okay? I like getting that first hint of education right into my brains. It gets me fueled, it gets me wired, wanting to learn, wanting to do stuff, wanting to grow my business. As soon as I get to the office, I don't look at my phone, I won't text anybody, read emails. I call the top priority, okay, the top priority of my business from the time I walk into the office till 12 o'clock, okay? And from 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock, I'm gaining new business. I'm working on marketing. I am following up with clients. Listen, you have to schedule out and change your habits, or they're just not going to get you further in life. From 7 o'clock to about 8:30, 8:45, I go to the gym and I exercise. Then I go home and I make myself dinner. To treat myself at the end of the night, I like to just sit and watch probably about 30 minutes to an hour of TV. And I like to do that same structure over and over and over again, Monday through Friday at the least. And then Saturday and Sundays I use for extracurriculars, as making my YouTube content, okay? Really pounding down the books, because typically I show properties on Sundays and Saturdays, or I'm going on listing appointments, so I kind of leave those open. And those days, I'll take a day, go to dinner, enjoy myself, but I use those as learning days or extracurricular activities, as I was saying, so that I can grow and utilize what I've learned over the weekend, put it into the week, and be more efficient when I work during the week. Guys, the only way to change is to change, all right? So if you have any questions, any opinions, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I hope that I've brought value to you, because I'll have more videos and more content for you guys later. Thanks for watching.